Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Rex from capacitybay.org and I am your instructor for today's topic. In our previous class, we talked about the CSS Flexbox Part 1, and in this session, we'll be talking about the CSS Flexbox Part 2. Without further ado, let us dive right in. I've already taken the privilege to set up my Visual Studio Code and my browser. In our previous class, we stopped at the Align Item Center. So we are going to continue from there in today's class. So we have what we call the flex direction. Okay, let's work on that. The flex direction. The flex direction. So what this does that, okay, let's give it a direction of column now. You see, it's placed our items in a column pattern, and we also have the flex direction row. When we do that, say it's the same as this. So we already have the row. It's already in a row format. So let's take this out. So let's take this out. Now let's go back there. So our work will be neat. Okay, column. Now it says column, and the other one is of the row. Okay, so let's get rid of this and let's start officially for our class today. So today will be our last class. We will only focus on the Flexbox container, that's this one, and we deal with the spacing and arranging of position of your div of the parent element. So today we'll be diving into the Flexbox item. So we'll be doing this today. So we're gonna start with the flex shrink. Okay, the flex shrink. Okay, before that, as we noticed in the previous class, the web browser the web browser adjusts itself. Sorry, the parent container adjusts itself to suit the web browser, the available space for the web browser. So what we're going to do now is, you see, when we, for example, look at this Flexbox item 1, 2, and 3. When we decrease the size of the browser, it reduces. So let's say we don't want that. We want our Flexbox 1, let it be the way it is. We don't want it to shrink like how the other one shrink. So that as well, we use the Flexbox, the flex shrink. Yeah, the flex shrink. So what we do is call, okay, that's item 1. Let's do the flex shrink. Okay, let's say we put it at 0. So what this does is that when you shrink or reduce the size of your browser, look at it. The Flexbox 1 does not change. You see the Flexbox item 2 and 3 decreases, but that of the Flexbox item 1 does not change. It stays the way it is. So same way, if we want, okay, we say like we want the Flexbox item 2, just like the reverse of this Flexbox, this flex shrink. If we say we want item 2 should grow, so how do we do that? Or item 3 should grow, how do we do that? That's where the flex grow, the flex grow comes in. Okay, so the flex grow. So okay, we use the flex grow. Flex grow. Okay, before I do that, let's try something. Let's make it big. As you can see, look at the space, equal amount of space. But when you use the flex grow function, let's put 1 here. What it does that it takes over the remaining space in the parent container. It takes the many available space. As out of the 2, we gave it how much? The width of 200 pixels. It takes the remaining space. Okay, let's now go down here also, and okay, let's give this also a flex grow. A flex grow of 1. So what happened here in a sense? Look at it. They both take one growth. See, they take the same amount of size proportional to each other, just because, where is it? They take the same amount of size proportional to each other because we gave both of them the flex grow of 1, flex grow of 1. So they divide the space, what's left of the 200 pixel equally. That's why we have this here. Okay, so let's go and say we give this flex grow of 2. What happens? Let's do this. You see, we notice that we notice that the flex box in item 2 is actually bigger than that of the item 3. But we can notice that it's not exactly twice the size. It's not times 2, it's not twice the size. Why is this? Also because of the size that we gave the width we gave the flexbox item. It just takes, what it does is that it takes, after the 200 pixel, it just takes the remaining space. When this one takes the flex grow of 1, the flex grow of this flexbox 2 takes whatever remaining space that's left. Okay, let's say we want to bypass this now. We want it to be actually twice the size of the flexbox 3. That's where this function comes in. We call it the flexbox basis, the flex basis. So flexbox base, keep saying flexbox, flex basis. Okay, let's give it a flex basis of 0. Okay, what this does is that when you give this flex basis of 0, what it does is that it imagines that the pixels, instead of the pixels, is starting from 0. So what it does is that it's not the flex. This one had a flex grow of 2, flex grow of 1, and it's having a flex basis of 0. So when you come here also and you give this one also a flex basis of 0, a flex basis of 0, what it does is that, look at it. You see now it's now twice the size because it started counting its pixels from 0 now. Now this flexbox item 2 is now twice the size of that of the flexbox item 3. So it gives you twice the size of what, because this one has a flex grow of 1, flex grow of 2. So whatever, and basis of 0, flex basis of 0. So it's starting from 0. So whatever it's doing now is that it gives you twice the size of this flex grow. Because of you now added the basis of 0, it does not have any pixel it started from. So it started from 0. So what it's going to be doing is going to be giving you twice the size of that of the flexbox 3. We also have the align self property. It works as the align items. Okay, let's see the align self. The align self property. Okay, let's say align self property. We give it that of a flex end. What it does is that it brings just the flex item, the flexbox item 2 to the end of the container. It's going to the end. Okay, let's take it to the middle also. Center is in the center. You can put it at the start. You can play with it however you want. Just like initially when we did our flexible container, what we did was align items and we moved them to the center, towards the end, towards the beginning and all. But this one you can target specific items which you want to do. Like this one, we targeted the item 2, the container 2. So that's why it's in the middle, it's in the end, and wherever you want to put it, you can push it towards there. You can put it flex start. It's where it is. It is flex start. Then the flex end. The flex end. So it brings it down. The center brings it to the middle, targeting only the flexbox item 2. And you can do this for multiple items. Okay, let's go align self. Let's give align self. Okay, let's give this that of center. What's this? It brings it to the center. Okay, why you all might be saying that what's it called? they look as though they are both of them are at the center. This one is at the end. The reason is because the size of the box is actually bigger than that of the one. Okay, let's give it this. Let's change the size of the box of item 2 to 100. You see, now you can see it clearly. It's at the end. So let me adjust it back. So the very last thing we'll be talking about today is the order property. So the order property, well, is actually no advice. What it does is that it lets you change the properties of your boxes, the properties of your HTML, without actually going into your HTML. Okay, like in our index HTML, we have the box 1, box 2, and box 3, right? So here now, we can, through the CSS function, the order, we could actually change the arrangement without actually touching our HTML. But it's not advised because it's actually tricky. You actually forget and it could mess up your work. But let's try it out and see. Okay, let's give this an order function. This is our item 1. Let's give it an order function of, let's give it an order function of okay, let's give it a 3. See what just happened? Our Flexbox item 1 is now the third. Why up? Then let's go back and give this order of, let's give this order of 1, and our Flexbox item 3 an order of 2. See what happens? Our item 2 is now the first. Our Flexbox item 3 is now the third, the second in the middle, right? While our Flexbox item 1, which is this, is now in the order of the third. But it's not recommended to do. So I just was doing a research and I came across it. I was like, please out there for you guys to see. So, and also, for you to make other research, there are sites in which you can actually go. You make research. It has helped me a lot and helped a lot of my friends. We have the W3 School and the freecodecamp.com. So I'll put the websites down below here. We have come to the end of this session. If you have any questions, drop that in our comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon to get notified whenever we drop a new video. See you in next session. Thank you.